Um, Welcome everybody. Please join. I'm sure some more people will come, but I'm going to start and do a little bit of housekeeping here. Today is going to be one of our listed office hour session. We do that every other week. Usually once a month, we are going to do more like listing critique. People come and share a link to their listing in the chat, and we review it live, giving our opinion and recommendation on what can be done to improve that listing. And the other time of the month, we try to focus on a topic. And today we have the pleasure of having a guest that is going to come and talk to us about videos and how videos sell printables. I am certain that what she's going to talk about is going to be very applicable to so many different type of products, not just digital downloads and printables. But this will be a good way to focus on another very important aspect of your listings, which is video. We are recording this, so this will be made available today or sometime this week on our YouTube channel. That maybe we can share the link somewhere in there. Come in there, follow us, and support us if you can. We are creating. So we are posting the videos from our office hour sessions, and we are also posting all sorts of content in there related to Etsy and creating and growing an Etsy shop. What else is there in housekeeping? Good question. All right. Maybe we can start and dive into today's session. So I have the great pleasure to welcome Linda. Linda is a seller, an Etsy seller, but she, and I'm sure she's going to talk a little more about a career and how she came to become an Etsy seller, but she started in the blogging world and then expanded into creating printables that she started selling online. I've discovered her during a summit a few months ago that was hosted by Sherry, who is also in this room. And I was very impressed about the way she talked about creating videos. And it is one thing that sticked with me, how even if you are creating something that is digital, it is not that hard to actually print that thing and use it and create videos for it. And the difference it makes in your listing and in their performance is going to be massive. So I invited her to come and join us today, and I'm sure she will share more about her journey and, of course, a lot of interesting tips for your Etsy shops. Once she's done, there will be a Q&A, so don't hesitate to either drop your questions in the chat while we are going at it. We may or may not interrupt Linda to ask the question, or we will take the time at the end to answer all the questions you may have. And on that note, sending it to you, Linda. You can take it away. Welcome.
Thank you. So as Cyril already said, we're going to be talking about how videos sell printables. And I'm going to go through how simple videos turns views into sales. All right. Okay. So have you ever created a printable you loved and you hear crickets? Nothing is happening when you list it. And you're just asking yourself, why is this not moving? I mean, it seems like a good product. I would use it. And I love it. Like, why aren't other people loving this?
I'm sure it's not just printables. I've seen that with normal listings.
Yes. So just to give you, so for me, the magic wand was when I started creating video. And video helps people see it, imagine it, and want it. And before I started creating video, it was definitely quieter. Things weren't moving. But once I started putting those videos and Etsy on social media, that's when things started changing for my shop. So a little bit about me, a little bit more about me is my name is Linda McDonald. I am a residential interior designer. I've been a blogger for over 10 years, and I've been on YouTube seriously for about 5 now. I'm the founder of Life on Summer Hill. My Etsy shop is around 5 years old, but more seriously, when I really started taking seriously was about 3 years old. And all those platforms, Instagram, everywhere, I share vintage inspired home decor, DIYs, and printable ideas. Okay, so how did I get started? I started selling printables 5 years ago, and it was a friend said, you need to do this. And she's one of those friends that I trust. So I just said, okay. And I started creating printables on Etsy. But like I said, it was like throwing spaghetti at the wall. I was creating them and nothing was happening. I even did keyword research. Nothing was happening. So things started changing when I started creating video and I started sharing on social media and on Etsy. And we'll go into more of that in a little bit. But that's when things started happening. Okay, so the truth about printables, most people don't even know what a printable is. This is where video has so much power because you can teach them what you're selling on Etsy. So whether it's patterns, printable patterns, or printable art, or printable crafts, whatever you're doing, this is where you can teach them what it is. And that has been probably a big help to all my followers, to the people on my email list. Once I started showing them, it grew from there. Okay, so what we're covering today is we are covering 4 types of video that you can use, and plus video tools, tips, techniques, and where to share. Okay, the first type of video is what I call show and tell. It's simply showing your product in an environment. So for me, most of my printables are either printables that are art that they can decorate with, or a printable decoration that they can create, like a garland, a paper garland. So watch this video as an example of show and tell. Okay, can y'all hear that, Cyril? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so basically, I was showing them, here's something you can do with this printable art. You can frame it and hang it on a wall with other decorations, like a gallery wall, or hang it on a hook. You're helping people visualize what they can do with it. So the next one is a how-to video. This teaches people how to use your printable. This example is a how to decoupage printable art. Okay, so does that put y'all in the Christmas spirit hearing that music? Anyways, this is just a demonstration of after you get the printable and you print it, what do we do with it? Well, you can decoupage it, and there's more details in the description of where I put this, but you can decoupage it to give it that more realistic art look rather than it just being a print. So the next one is what I call lifestyle problem solving. This helps people imagine using your printable. Again, an example would be a text overlay. POV, the friend who sent you this wants to make paper garlands together. These are some examples. Why do I love printable art? Question mark. It's affordable and easy to switch up. This is your sign to fill that blank wall. Or I still can't believe this art is under $3. So this particular one was in the fall. And to be honest, I have a hard time reading this because it's smaller on our screen, but on a phone, it's more visible. But it kind of says it's 100 degrees outside. Let me get closer. It's 100 degrees. I still can't read it. Autumn just came in with a whisper. I can't, well, maybe we can see it better when it's playing, but this one.
Whisper of golden leaves.
You can read it?
Yeah, Autumn just blew it on a whisper of golden leaves.
Yeah, so so I live in Florida, so when autumn comes, it's still at like 100 degrees here. So that was the premise of this one, but let's play it.
So what's the verdict?
I am an autumn.
Okay, so see how it's lifestyle and it kind of helps solve a problem. You want to change your decor because it's now fall, but you know, how do I do that? Is it going to cost me a lot of money? The person's thinking, seeing this and thinking, oh, you know, I can do this. It's $3. I still can't believe this art is under $3, you know, that kind of thing. Okay, the last one is what I call the Etsy or website demo. And this is what you would put on your Etsy shop. And if you've read anything with Etsy, it explains that video really helps sell. And I can say just from looking at my stats that the ones that don't have video don't convert as well as the ones that do. But there are 3 shots I want you to consider when you're creating that demo video. You want a wide angle of it, a medium, and then a close-up. And this video helps you see that. Okay, so see how if you're the buyer, you're more likely to buy it because you got to see more close-up of the black and white bunny drawing, the flowers on the mat. But then you saw a wider shot of it on a fireplace. So you're imagining, oh, I could put that on my fireplace. So see how the different parts of that really help you get a bigger picture of what the overall design of the printable is. Okay, so let's talk about where places you can share your video. All the social media sites, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube Shorts, YouTube long form, TikTok, Etsy, and Pinterest. So you can pretty much use this all across the board. And that reminds me, Cyril, at the end, I just learned of a new app I want to share with everybody. So help me remember that at the end. Okay, so you're probably wondering where are the best traffic drivers to your Etsy or your website. I'm going to share with you what my numbers are showing me, what's working for me. My number 1 is Pinterest. Pinterest brings the most traffic to my Etsy shop. Now, I'm excluding Google in this. I'm just looking at social. But Pinterest is my top, then YouTube, then Facebook. And as much as I love Instagram and TikTok, people stay on there, and that's their whole premise. They're trying to keep you on there. and it shows in my data. So if I was going to say, if you had to pick one place to share your videos outside of putting it where you're selling it, I would say Pinterest first, because that's going to help you the most. But let me back up, because Pinterest is what we call a slow burn. It takes time. It takes 6 months to a year for your pin to reach its full potential. So don't abandon it after a month or two thinking it's not working. It is going to take time, but it's worth it in the long run. Okay, so I want to go back to the 2 types of YouTube video, because YouTube does help create some traffic. Now there's, first of all, long form, and long form is videos that spend more time showing people how to do things. So for example, this swan printable here, this is one of my craft printables where you print out the 2 swans and then you apply them to foam board and the DIY. All the steps are in the video. So it's like I've invited people to come into my home and hang out with me, and let's make this together. I'm going to show you ways we can decorate with it. So some titles sometimes would be decorate with me, craft with me, home tours where printable art home tour, things like that. So the idea behind doing this is it helps create a connection with your audience. So these people see my face, they see who I am, and they're thinking, she seems like a nice person. I think I'm going to trust her and try this printable idea. So that helps convert too. Okay, the short form is very similar to making Instagram Reels, to making TikToks, to making Facebook vertical videos. And the beautiful thing about these is you can basically create one video and then share it all across all the platforms. You spend quite a bit of time creating it, but then you spend about the same amount of time putting it on all those platforms. So if you're starting fresh, I would just pick one, focus on one, really get adjusted to it, maybe create a community there before going to the next one. And that's what I did many, many years ago when I started. But now I just keep adding to my plate, basically. And that's why I use all these. Okay, so let's talk about B-roll, because I think that's a secret weapon. And B-roll is, to define it, it's like things that are other things that are going on in the space. So a B-roll could be you're showing the detailed steps, but then a B-roll could be a distant shot of me just working, or the beautiful flowers behind me, or the wind coming in the window and the curtains are being blown by the wind. Sometimes people like to know, what am I seeing in the room? It just kind of breaks up the monotony of just showing the printable over and over and over, and make it a little more aesthetic. And I'll be honest, I'm not always the best at doing this. Sometimes I'm good at it. Sometimes I forget. But I really believe that B-roll is a secret weapon. It keeps people engaged in your video so they don't bounce off. They stay and they want to know more. Okay, next we're going to talk about equipment. And here's the good news. You don't need any fancy equipment to do this. All you need is your cell phone. And all I use is my cell phone to make these videos. Now, I do have some tripods and tools that I use with my phone to make it easier. So the first one I want to show you, and can y'all see my pointer here? Is that a yes? Okay. So yes. This tool here, this is a simple Amazon tripod, and it extends up to like 70 inches, which is great if you have taller things that you're having to deal with, like me. Like my mantle is a higher mantle, so I need to get it up higher. It's magnetic, so if your phone's like this and has like the magnet on the back, all you do is pop it on. But what makes this even sweeter is it has a clicker. So once I pop it on and move across the room, all I do is click. I don't have to be running back and forth, back and forth. So this one is a great beginner to start with. You can tilt it down, you can tilt it back, you can turn your camera horizontal or vertical. It's very user-friendly. So next is this mini tripod. And for those of you that really just need close-up, super close-up, DIY, you making something, this little guy is awesome. And it also folds up like a wallet. You can slip it in your bag and take it on location. If what you're selling is something people use traveling or use somewhere else, this one works really good. You can just set it up on a shelf somewhere. And in fact, I use it. I do other things other than printable. So if I go to a store and I want to film myself, I'll pop it up in between stuff in a store and I'll be filming myself, and people like have no idea that I've set that little camera up on a tripod over there. So it's really handy. And then the last one, and this is one of my favorites. This is called the DJI Osmo Gimbal. It takes a little bit getting used to, but it has a lot of cool features. For example, you can put your phone on it. It calibrates, so it keeps it nice and smooth. You can move around with it, and your camera just stays nice and smooth the whole time. It's not jiggly or, or shaky. So that's one positive. Another positive is you can click your face and it follows you. So you can walk across the room and it follows you, and it stays with you. And it looks like you've got a cameraman, but you really don't. And then it also extends, so you can pull it out and use it as a selfie stick, or if you need to get taller shots, you can do that. Everything is that little handle piece. Everything is, you can click the buttons, like you can change it from horizontal to vertical. You can do the front camera to the back camera. It's really a cool thing. And the newer ones now, they even come with a light. So if you're filming and you want your face, you're like, my face is too dark, it has like a little light attachment, which I'm kind of jealous. Like, I want to get that one next. And also I gave Cyril a link to the links to all those that he's going to share with y'all at some point, so you could go check those out. Okay, let's talk about lighting, because lighting is so important to selling your printables. I'm sure everything you've read talks about brighter pictures help sell. So my best advice is natural lighting. If you are indoors, think of it this way. So my window is over here right now. And so my best video angle would be with that window behind me like this, and my object being right here, because see how the light is hitting my hand, whereas if I was filming this way, you see how my hand's dark. So make sure that light faces the object, and that will make a big difference in how your video sells. Okay, editing tools. Now, I use iMovie. I have a Mac. I'm always looking for ways to save money in my business so that the money I do make, I get to keep more of it. And iMovie doesn't cost anything. So I've been using iMovie all these years. I've thought about paying for other programs, but to be honest, it just seems to work, and it has enough bells and whistles that it works for me. I've heard of people using Instagram edits and CapCut, and they just sing praises about those. So if you already use those, I would say don't change, just keep going with what you're using. because it takes so much time to learn something new, but iMovie is what I use. Okay, let's talk about video link tips. When you are working on social or your demo, I recommend keeping each clip under 1 second. You kind of have to keep it moving because on social media, people have a very short attention span. And if it's not moving fast enough, they skip you and they go to the next. So that's why in my videos, you may have noticed it only hung around for a second to maybe 1.5 at the most, but usually around 1. And I generally I try to stay anywhere under 15 seconds for the whole video. But I know in some situations you may have to go longer, and you just have to judge it by your audience. So if you do longer ones, then I would say if they like it, keep doing it. But if that doesn't seem to be working, scale it down to like 8 seconds and see if that works. Also, showing basically the same thing over and over and over, sometimes you will lose people. That's where B-roll can sometimes help you keep people on there. It keeps the retention rate high. So think about that. If you kept seeing the same thing over and over and over, you might be like, okay, I've already seen that, and you go to the next one. So consider changing things up a little bit in there so that people stay on. Because if they stay till the end, that tells the algorithm there's something to this. Let's show it to more people. Okay. So how do I post all this? Because you're probably thinking, I just don't have the time to sit down and post everything every day to all these platforms. And you don't have to. I use different scheduling programs. I pay for later.com for Instagram. I have the capability in Later for Facebook, for TikTok, for pretty much all of them, but I don't use it for all of them. I use Grocer's List, which is a DM automation. It's very similar to, what is that DM automation? I just slipped my mind.
ManyChat is the one that most people use.
Yes, ManyChat. But the reason why I went with Grocer's List is because all I have to do is put the link in the post and it pulls it for me. I don't have to go into their website, put in all the information every time. And that was taking a lot of time that I just didn't feel like I had. So when I found out about Grocer's List and how it was automated, I thought, okay, I'm going to give this a try. And I will say that the first couple of months, it was very slow, but as I kept adding those links, and I've been using it, I'm probably pretty close to a year now. Every day when I check Instagram, people have asked for the link, and it's worth it. It's paying for itself now. So be mindful, just like Pinterest. It may take a while before you see any fruit come from your labor. The next one for Facebook, I use the Meta Scheduler. I really like it. It gives me some good data so that I can reshare those printables the next month. That's the main reason why I keep using Meta. YouTube Scheduler, it's a good platform. It's very similar. It also gives me good data. And then Pinterest, I use Listedom now. I used to use Tailwind, but Listedom has made it so easy that I'm using it and testing it. And so far, so good. It's doing good. Okay, so here's a little pro tip. I have found if I don't track what I've shared on what platform, etc., I will forget to share something, or I've forgotten a platform. And so I keep track by writing down the new product or the old product if I'm wanting to reshare it. For example, like let's say spring and Easter. We're in spring and Easter. I would go in and put in all my spring and Easter. So as a reminder, I need to reshare those. It's time to reshare those. And then I just go through and check it off as I've scheduled it, so I know I've done it. It really helps you stay on top of things. It really, really does. And on the link that Cyril shared with y'all, it's on that page, on that link, so you can click and use this Google tracking sheet. It's there for you to copy and use for you also. Okay, so let's talk about timing, because timing does play an important step in selling your printables. And I recommend sharing your videos depending upon if you're seasonal, depending upon when. So if you're looking at Pinterest, I generally look at about 3 months ahead. So I would start pinning in July, fall printables. So I'd reshare those videos for fall, and then August for Christmas. But on YouTube and other platforms like Instagram, I put it a little bit closer together. I do August for fall, October for Christmas. And here's a little tip that I have found that works really well. If you're one of the first people to share the seasonal thing, you're ahead of everybody. You get a little more attention. And I say that because once hundreds and thousands of people have started sharing fall, then it becomes, you're not the new thing, and you've got to compete with all them. So keep that in mind. To be ahead of the game is a good thing when it comes to selling your products.
Is there like a sweet spot of this timing? Like, is there something called too early?
So I would say yes and no, but yes, sharing Christmas right now would be too early. But believe it or not, sharing some Christmas in July is not too early, because there are people who do Christmas in July. So but I wouldn't share Christmas on Instagram or TikTok, any of this. I wouldn't share Christmas in, let's say, May. I would maybe wait till June to talk about July. And then like October, I just do a couple of months before. Sometimes I wait and see if I see one. And if the minute I see somebody, I've already got mine scheduled, and I just pick those dates. So that's another little trick you can just be aware of. Does that help?
Listings are up and everything is set 2 to 3 months in advance.
Yeah, for Pinterest, 3 months in advance. For
the
social,
Pinterest is pointing to your Etsy, so your Etsy listings are also up.
On Etsy, when I go to list it, I put the video in when I list it, when I publish it.
Okay, so I'm a little confused. So you put it on Pinterest, but then where does your Pinterest traffic go? Or is it just to warm it up so that when people do start clicking, your Etsy listing is ready?
Yes. So when you put it, you're going to have your listing ready before you ever put your video on social.
Mm-hmm.
Is that your question?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. All right. So my final message, I'm going right back to where I began, and that is video helps people see, feel, connect, and want it. Like they want to buy it. It really has made a difference in conversion. So I like to have a next step whenever I share with somebody a tip or share like what's working for me. I like to always recommend, when you get off here, what are you going to do next? Because sometimes we get off and we feel so overwhelmed. We're like, we do nothing, sit down and watch TV, or, just take a moment. But I want to give you what to do next. I want to encourage you to pick one printable or one item you're selling in your Etsy shop. I want you to film, or if you already have video, you've already got the filming done. And then I want to encourage you to share it this week. And again, these are the platforms I use if you want to make it easier on yourself and go ahead and start using a platform. So we're at the Q&A time. Does anybody have any questions?
Yes.
Before we do that, you mentioned that you wanted to be reminded of an app
A
you just
tool
discovered.
or app, yes.
Yes. Okay. So if you are wanting to do YouTube long form and short form, this is a brand new app. Like, it's not even a week old from what I'm understanding. But can you see on my phone here where it says dual shot?
Dual shot.
Okay.
So this app, I'm going to pull it up so you guys can see. So when you can see me here.
Yes.
See how I'm vertical here and I'm horizontal in this view down here?
Yes.
So it's shooting both at the same time. This is cutting my time in half when
That
I'm
is good.
filming, because used to, sometimes I'm sure all of us have been in this situation where you're going to show that step and the step's going to be gone. And how are you going to do that step and record it vertical and horizontal at the same time? You kind of lose that option. So, so this is doing both at the same time. It is really making a difference. It's in the beginning stages, the person who developed it. So he says there's lots more to come. And it's only $6.99 right now, which I feel like, well, he already shared that it's number one. It was number one in the App Store the day he released it, or the next day. So I feel like because it's such a good app, at some point he'll get wise and probably go up on the price. But it's only $6.99 right now.
That is amazing, honestly. It is definitely solving a problem.
Yes, definitely.
Thanks for sharing. And this is actually connecting into a question that Pavanesh asked in the chat. He's asking, what ratio do you keep for videos? Is it 1:1? Is it 16:9? So it looks like you want to record both, but what do you post and where?
So I generally just stick with Instagram's ratio, because that seems to work on all of them. It works on YouTube. It works on Facebook. So whatever Instagram's ratio is, that's what I go with.
So 9:16 will be the ideal Instagram video ratio for reel and stories.
Yes.
9:16. Cool. Will you post the same video on your Etsy listings, or will you post a cropped video?
Ask me that again.
For your Etsy listing, the video that you are posting, will you post the same vertical video, or will you make a version for your Etsy listing that is more square?
I do. I keep the same one, same exact video, 9:16.
So
Right.
like Etsy autoplays the video in search results. So the safe areas for Etsy videos is kind of in the square in the middle.
Yes.
I feel like all these platforms have different safe areas where you can place information, and it is so
No matter what
confusing.
you are doing, keep the things in the center. That's the safest thing to do. If you want it to work in landscape, portrait, square, and as we've discovered it for Etsy, they are using square, portrait, and landscape aspect ratio all over the website. So in search result, or on your shop page, or on the main listing page, they use different aspect ratios. So if there is something important, make sure it's in the center of your videos. And
I have a theory that if your video is 9:16, Etsy can use it for their social media because it's ready
Yes.
to use.
That's a good theory.
all right,
Swan
there is
has a
another question.
saying, curious why use later.com instead of the Meta Business Suite?
Okay, so I started using later.com way before I even knew there was a Meta Business Suite. So because I have been on there for a long, long time, I just decided to stay. But my second reason is because my link in bio is there. And that was another reason for me to stay, because not everybody uses that DM feature. Some people would rather go to the link in bio. So that's another reason why I use later.
What do you do about the music? Do you add
Oh, the
music ahead of
music.
time? Because these platforms, even Meta Business Suite, doesn't give you access to music.
That is a great question, and I need to add that to my slides. I use the website Soundstripe. It's royalty free. They have royalty free music on there that you can use. Also, if you use YouTube Studio to schedule your YouTube shorts, there's free music on YouTube also that you can use in the studio.
From the desktop? Or mobile has it, yeah. Right.
But well, so it's like when you go to upload your video, create it, it might, do you want me just to show y'all real quick?
Sure.
Please.
So let me see here. I think I have to go to my other, I'm gonna pull up another browser because that's where, can you see this?
Actually, we can
We
see
are on
the
the
Q&A
Q&A.
slide from your presentation.
Okay, so it's not showing another browser.
No.
Okay, let me try something else. Can you see it now?
Still not.
Oh, okay. I won't be able to show y'all. I'm so sorry. So basically in YouTube Studio, if you're signed up to, if you're just a person who looks at YouTube, you may not see YouTube Studio. But if you have an account and you're going to upload videos, in YouTube Studio, there is an option that you can pick from royalty-free music to put in your video in iMovie or Instagram edits or wherever. So that's another place you can get some free music without having to pay for it. Like Soundstripe, you have to pay for.
Yeah. I guess, I mean, it's off topic maybe, but my problem is like some music works on TikTok, some music works on Instagram. So I have to add music ahead of time, and having royalty free is, yeah, it's good. That makes it easy to automate stuff. And Etsy obviously doesn't use any music. So just the workflow is little. So that's why you don't use these platforms to publish. It's like,
Yes.
I have to create things ahead of time with music and everything. And then I just use the free platform like Meta Business Suite or whatever.
Yeah.
I have a
See, I think,
question though. Sorry, go ahead.
I think what you're saying, are you saying that the music, you pick music because you think, because the music is trending? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe. I mean, some of the things, just my artwork, say I'm posting, I'll put a cool music. So it
Yes.
differs from platform to platform. And I can use the same, like if I'm drawing a greeting card, say, I can use that video on Etsy, that they work decently well there, but they don't have music. So I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. But then posting on each platform just increases my time because of this music selection.
It is said that especially on TikTok and Instagram, like if you use the trending music, you are more likely to get picked by the algorithm, right? Or like they get just more engagement just because of the music that's trending. Is that correct assumption? Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the theory.
That's the theory.
Yes. I went down that path for a long time, and I finally concluded that time-wise, me not following the trending songs was better because I was getting more out quicker, more posts out quicker. And second, I was focusing more on SEO because all these platforms now have that capability. So I'm spending more time on keywords because it lasts longer. People are finding stuff months later. And then another thing about the music is if it's royalty-free music, I don't run any chance of somebody deciding, and I've had this happen on some really good ones where somebody somewhere decided that music could not be used on anything. And then I lost my music on it. So by doing it this way, it's helping my workflow faster. It's allowing me to make sure my music stays around. And then the other one, I just totally drew a blank.
Fine. Have you seen any difference in certain types of videos doing better depending on the platform? Or like say Pinterest, do you do all your types of videos that you described? Do you post them on Pinterest and see which ones does better?
So I think what you're asking, are you asking
what kind of videos do better in your opinion? Like you described certain formats,
okay,
right? 2
the
or 3
4
formats. And
That's a good
in your
question.
experience, do you think certain does better for certain type of products or?
I think the ones that the how-tos seem to do really good. Now that you say that, I've not sat down and really dove into the data on that. Sounds like a good project. But just from my memory, it seems like my videos that are how-tos do better.
Nice. Well, it's like you were saying, like it helps. So there are like several aspects that come into your video, and that explain why it works. It's show and tell. It's showing the different aspects of your printable. So it shows like a close-up, large, lifestyle shot at the same time, like showing what it would look like in a room, and you manage to put all this in a video. It helps create a connection with you because you show your universe, like you are sharing your universe as a creator. It's not just, I mean, it's better to use a mockup than no photo at all, no photo at all, but it's even better to use something that share your universe, that's your universe as a creator, especially on Etsy. It helps because people want to connect with the people they buy from. And on social media, it helps because it makes you more genuine, like it makes you more original and not, again, like you're sharing a little bit who you are. The last aspect that I really like is something we keep saying is just like all the thing in your hands. It helps people project the size of things or what it looks like once you actually hold it, when it's real light, as you were talking about earlier. So like all the thing in your hands, it's not because it's easy to make an image on your computer in Canva that this is the best way to show what your printable or what your product is going to be. The video shows you how light reflects on it, how your hands hold it, and the size of your hands compared to it. It shows the environment around it. So like the video is a really cool way to show everything at once. I have a question. So you've mentioned time a few times, the time it takes, or like the time you save, not focusing on music allows you to do more. How much time do you spend on it? I don't think on a video in general. Are we talking an hour, a couple hours, an entire day? Like what's your workflow like when you start working on something? Are you going to maybe select multiple of your printable for one day and print everything and start doing a few videos on one day? Tell us more about this, please.
Okay. So if I've created a new printable, which for me, I kind of think of what I need the printable for first, and then I create the printable. So I would say it probably takes me a full day for everything, because for me, I'm decorating around it, right? My housekeeper's here. But anyway, so I will create the design, which could take anywhere from an hour or more. And then I have to send it to Walgreens. That's where I have my printables printed. I send it to Walgreens and I come back, set up my camera, film, decoupage it if I'm doing that, or make it. Then I style it, take pictures. Then you have to download all the videos to iMovie, create your videos, and then I schedule them everywhere. So it's a good day, a good probably 6 hours worth of work for one listing, depending upon how much work is in the, like if it's a DIY where I'm crafting something, it could take the full 6 hours. If it's just a print and I'm hanging it on that hook wall and I don't really have to do anything, it could just take, 3 hours. So it just really depends.
Thank you, Linda. I appreciate you saying this out loud. It's too easy when you are on the internet to feel like everything takes no time and everything is easy, but no, it is work, and you have to put the work, but it pays off.
Yeah, but I do also want to add, once you've created that video, if that video has done well in, let's say that listing's been up for a year. So let's say it's a Valentine's listing, and right at the end of December, I start sharing Valentine's. So I will spend one day rescheduling what really did good in January the year before. I will reschedule the whole month on Facebook, the whole month on Instagram. So it may take me 3 to 6 hours to create that one listing, but year after year after year, I'm just resharing that video over and over. And that takes, not as much time.
So I guess, Linda, I have a question. Like, you put so much effort in every listing, and you said like the printable is $3. Why not also connect it to like a printer or a print-on-demand printer who will actually send it to people for higher profit margin?
Yes, I do. So one of the things I like to one of my angles is, how can you do this now? Like you want your printable art right now. You don't want to wait. So that's why I tell them about Walgreens. I'll tell them there's always a 50% coupon. So it's cheap too. You can get a 16 by 20 for $10. And with the price of my printable, you've now got a $13 piece of art to put in a frame you already have. Whereas I do have something set up with a print. I think it's called Print Me One. It's been a while since I used it, but I do have like some of the planners and things. I have a few of those. So I did share that. But I don't really have a printable. Maybe I need to check into that.
Hey there, this is Sherry. I'm chiming in if that's okay. What you could do is you could, in the download file that you send to people, you could include if you are a Walgreens affiliate, you could include your affiliate, Walgreens affiliate, and say, if you want to have this professionally printed, click here through my affiliate link, and you can go to Walgreens to, print it there. And then you could remind them, be sure and look for your thing. And so that way you're making not only the $3 from the printable, but you're making affiliate commission from Walgreens as well.
Okay.
Yes.
This is an excellent tip here. I didn't know that Walgreens had an affiliate. program you could use, but this is a way to maybe increase your profit a little bit. And to go back to what Nea was saying, I'm wondering, so you spend a lot of time creating the printable with the this idea that you can do it in an inexpensive way, for instance, by using Walgreens or printing at home and buying an inexpensive product. But it will almost be worth it to have a additional listing next to it, and at the end of your printable listing to say, don't have time to print it yourself, or don't want to deal with the printing part, just go to that listing and you will receive it at home. And this is connected to some print on demand. And now you have like the printable, which is your main thing, and the lazy version, receive it at home, that is actually connected by and fulfilled by a print on demand provider. That could be an idea to expand as well. Anyway, it's off topic, but
That's good. Thank you. Any other
can you
questions?
tell us a little more about so I love that you that you talk more about how you can use a video that you have to do for your Etsy listing anyway, because it's so I think the Etsy stat is saying that a listing with a video is twice as likely to receive a click from the search result than if you don't have a video. It doesn't mean that you're going to double your views. It means that it's twice as likely. The reason for this is that in Etsy search result, most people don't take the time to create a video for the listings. And so when you are hovering over the search results, most of the time nothing happens, and on this one that has a video, oh, it starts moving, and so it captures people's attention for half a second more, and this is what you need to capture people's attention and get a click. So video, very important there. Now what you do is that when you create and film this, you also have social media in mind and promotion outside of Etsy in mind, which is fantastic. Can you share a little bit your of numbers, if you don't mind? I know like your Pinterest has an impressive 1.9 million monthly views. 1.9 million monthly views. Do your other platforms, you were mentioning that you also do Instagram and YouTube, also have like impressive numbers like this?
Well, so because my website, because I share more than printables, it would be hard for me to just be specific to printables, because I'm sharing like interior design and decorating and other things. So I don't know if we could compare apples to apples if I did that. Does that make sense?
It does, it does. But yes, so like it looks like you managed to put your content strategy around printable in a bigger content strategy around your activity as an interior designer and as just somebody who shares this on social media platforms. And so the printables is a part of your strategy and where you get to drive some traffic to online marketplaces like Etsy. Thank you.
Yeah, so primarily I'm sharing, my primary is home decor, DIY, and then the printable is just something I sell that's less an addition, like you said. So yes.
So I'm curious, like you have a pretty good following on Instagram. Have you tried connecting your Etsy shop or any other shop in Instagram? So whenever you post a video, you can tag a product where people can buy it from your video or your post. Have you tried that workflow?
So I haven't tried that on Instagram, but I have tried it on, I've started doing it on YouTube, where I can add the product when you're looking at the short.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. And it's kind of too new to say how well it's doing, but
it will be interesting for platform like Instagram and TikTok that you were mentioning earlier, where they are designed to keep you within the platform, which means that if you want to sell the thing, it needs to be linked into their internal shop system. So Instagram, you can connect your products there and maybe link it to your video.
Instagram doesn't allow digital products. I just remembered. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There are some limitations, and I don't
They
think
have
TikTok
limitations.
also.
I
Yours
think
either.
Pavanesh has a question. What about creating videos using AI?
Ooh, that's a quite question.
So can you give us a little more depth in that? Do you mean, so like using a program like Opus Pro, using that to take your videos and it create your
I
Instagram?
think what he means is like give a photo of your product, like a framed photo or whatever, and then tell AI, hey, create a cool lifestyle photo video for me. And AI has been doing good and better now in those, but you can always tell that it is AI. Yes, it is.
Interestingly, Linda, you are talking about, so there are like two different ways to use AI to do anything today. There is generative AI, do everything for me. You just give it like the original photo of your printable and it generates the entire video from scratch. Well, from that photo. I think that today, like you can try, but like you can tell, like it's not extremely realistic, and it's not going to hit all the notes that Linda has been talking. The actually figuring out how it looks like and the warm connection that you have with the creator and the like. You will hit some of the notes, but maybe not all the notes that Linda was talking. The other aspect is using AI to help you with your workflows. And yes, that would be interesting to see if there are software out there that can help you create these videos faster once you have recorded them. So let's say you have filmed everything, you have your raw videos, and you drop them into something and it generates a nice video for you automatically. That would be sweet. It will save you hours if it could do that. I think we are closer to that than we are from making realistic and eye converting videos purely with AI.
I mean, I made my t-shirt videos with AI because
Yeah.
I could not figure out how to make video mocks for t-shirts. It's so hard. So I was like, okay, let's just use AI to do that. And it did decent job. I mean, I wouldn't say that it was amazing.
It's okay,
it
but
was
you can
not
tell.
bad. You can tell, but it's still like not bad.
Yes. And
Like
so
one video did have 3 arms and you're like, oops, okay.
So to come back to one thing that I say often, it is better to have a video than no video. And this is why also if you are using Listadam, you can create a slideshow of sort from your photos and listing photos. And so just in a couple of clicks, you will have a video. And it's better to have a video than no video, just because it starts moving when people are hovering over the listing and it will capture attention half a second more. You will get a click, maybe. So if no video is the worst, having a video is much better than this, but having a video that you recorded and edited yourself is widely superior to any AI generated video or slideshow that you can have. So it's better to have something than nothing, but if you can take the time and spend the time to do it, it will be better, especially when you think about a larger strategy where it's not just your listing video that you are creating. You are creating a video that is going to help you promote on social media, on Pinterest, on Facebook, on Instagram, etc. So
and 15 seconds is like a lot of time to put good information in a video, I think. I mean, we tell Pavanesh has a jewelry store and we're like, make a video of you making it, put that in the first few seconds, and then like, show the product finally, like how it looks like. And I feel that creates the emotional connection with the buyers much more than just showcasing like, here's my video of the product 360 spinning. A lot of buyers do that though. They just so hyper fixate on showing the product that they don't show the story of the product.
Sellers, not buyers.
Oh, sellers. Sellers do that.
Yes.
Sorry, yeah.
I'd be interested if people like Game in the chat. Why don't you share one of your listing where you have created a video already? Share one of these listing in the chat, and we can open it and have a look to the video and maybe comment and say what we could do slightly differently or some ideas. That would be interesting. I'm just proposing.
Do you want to see my AI
Because,
video?
for instance, as we were talking, sorry, Pavanesh, to put you in the spotlight here. The videos that you've been using for your jewelry is very often a hand with the ring on it in a close-up like this and moving a little bit like this. And if you try to transpose some of what Linda has been talking about today, it is better to put it more in a lifestyle way. So you have like the close-up, but you have like a slightly a further view where you also see like a lifestyle shot on top of the close-up on top of, so like you have. Can you remind me the 3 levels that you talked about, Linda? There was the close-up, the more like
close up.
Yeah, wide angle, medium angle, and close-up.
right, and so this can really help adding some dimension to your video.
I shared my AI listing. If you want to share that, Cyril, it's okay. Not for review, just for fun.
Yes. So kind of interesting to have a look to this listing, and yes, like I think there is a tale where in the way things are moving, it's like definitely the uncanny valley where your
It's
brain
looking like
knows
that
that
on the
something is
screen.
off.
On normal, it looks slightly better.
It's the way it's waving and all, but it's interesting in your case because there is like a lot of well, first it's moving, so it's better than nothing, and it's showing like from close, from far. There's this little shot with Shao Kahn in the back that is adding some
I was just having
connection to the
fun.
topic.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was just having fun. with
I
it.
honestly think having an AI video like this is better than no, but like you need to be clear with your buyers that this is just here to help them imagine, not this is not what your product is for real. You can actually, I would say you can be in trouble and get bad bad reviews, and also the customers can likely be refunded by Etsy, and your shop penalized if you don't disclose that this photo or this video is generated with AI and not 100% representing what you will get. Like this is just for inspiration purposes. Like it's very important to disclose this thing, or you will you may get in trouble when using AI videos and AI photos.
I feel like tools like Gemini and all, you can literally take a photo of the sweatshirt product from, say, your print-on-demand provider, give it, and it will create a flat lay image, very, very closely matching it. So AI is getting better, especially for mockups. Video.
It certainly is.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we
again,
just-
remember, if you are generating anything with AI, please disclose. Even if you're using mockups or AI, add a line somewhere in your description and disclose that this is not what it is. I come from France, and on all the ads and photos that have been generated, and it's way before AI, they will write something like photo non contractuelle. So like this photo is not part of the contract, basically. Like you cannot attack us for saying that this photo is not exactly what you received because we told you. And so disclosure is important.
Cool, Pavresh, do you want to share your listing?
And I agree that there is a notion of dimension here for jewelry. So Pavanesh said that jewelry need 3-dimensional videos where printable might need only 2 dimensions. It is true, especially with jewelry, that and this is why video is so important. Like the way light reflects on jewelry is very important, and you need to show that, and the best way to show that is a video.
Okay, I guess Pavnesh doesn't want to share his video.
It's okay. If there is anybody else in the chat that has any question for Linda, or Linda, if you have anything you would like to add.
Linda, I'll share my tool with you because you shared such. This is my new favorite gadget. This is the DJI Osmo Pocket.
Oh, I've been
And-
looking at that. So you love
And
it?
it is good because you can put an SD card for 1 terabyte and record stuff, because my phone was getting full all the time. So I kind of like it. It's small, fits in your bag, and it has all the tracking and everything that you were talking about.
As you were mentioning the slide on tripods, I was saying in the chat, like, oh no, Nia is going to buy more tripods. She has an entire collection. She is very into camera gear in general. So inspiration. I think she probably already has most of what you were talking about.
I probably do. I guess Pavnesh wants to know how many pins do you share in a week?
That's how many pins?
Yeah,
Did you
on
say pins?
Pinterest.
So again, I'm sharing other things other than printables, but from the print, so the way I do the printables, when I do a new listing, I will share the video and I'll share some of the pictures. So I don't just share the video. So I do that once, and then I won't do it again until that season comes again. And then I'll share the video and the pictures again, like next year.
Mhm. So you said, like, you schedule your collections, and is there like a posting schedule cadence that you use? Or is
Yeah,
it-
so I will share one of those a day. I won't share them all in one day. So I'll share like the video on Monday, and then one picture on Tuesday, and then I also try to do multiple boards. So like if the videos do good, so I share it to the most relevant board. So if it's holiday Valentine's decor, I'll put it in that. But then I'll put the picture under my board of printable art. And then I'll put another picture under my board, Summer Hill Holiday, because Summer Hill is my website. So I just kind of spread it out, and I make it like one every day until I've used up all the pictures I want to share.
And then you said that you reshare them next year, the top performing ones.
Yes.
How does it work to reshare? Do you create a fresh pin, or is there like a fresh post, or is there a way to just like reshare an existing one?
Yes. I try to reshare a fresh pin because that's what Pinterest has asked for. So, so like next year, I'll come up with my text overlay strategy, and I'll use the same picture, but I'll give it a different text overlay. So for example, the bunny print I showed y'all that had the oval with the black and white bunny. So, even though that was a spring Easter, I may have focused on that for this year. So next year, I may decide to change it to nursery printable decor for my text overlay, and then put it on my decorating children's rooms board. So, you know, I may change it completely if I feel like people might be looking for that decorating their baby's nursery. Or if there's nothing else it seems like it falls under, I may share it again as a Easter decoration, because it's been a whole year and it is a fresh pin. So I think it's okay to share it to the same board again, just with the whole, maybe change the wording a little bit,
Okay.
that kind of thing.
It's interesting. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I need to level up my Pinterest game so far. Cyril, what is your suggestion for repin? Does Listadom, we don't do any repins right now, right, Cyril?
We do not do any repin, and if you're using the auto pin feature of Listadom, it's just going to stop once it has created a pin for all your listing. The reason being that, at least for now, it's just going to share your first photo. Your thumbnail is usually your strongest photo. You already think it's your strongest photo that will get you the click in search result. So this is what we share with AutoPin on Pinterest. We added features recently in the pin creation workflow on Listadom, where now you can, on top of creating an image pin, you can also create a carousel, or you can share your video if you have one. So there are like different types of pins that you can create, and so I will recommend for the same product to create different types of pins. So for instance, if your first photo and as part of your multiple photos, you have different lifestyle photos, I will definitely do that. If you have generated a video or multiple video, you will do that. And yes, 6 pins, I think it's 10 on Listadom, but like you can use the schedule, like use and abuse the scheduler. It's like you want your content. It's important to not post everything in one day. Just trickle content every day. You want things to arrive every day of the week, a little bit more content. Don't post everything at once.
And yeah, now you can also upload your own pictures and videos.
Yes. Yeah. So for the same product, I will personally create maybe one pin today and schedule the next one for the next week or a few days later, and then maybe like a strategy with like one pin, one carousel, and one video, but like space with a few days or within 2 weeks or something. And then you can do what Linda has been doing with her post, which is kind of like observing what was like, especially if it's seasonal, like what's been working last year, and refocus on this content and figure out how to repost it.
And Pavnesh, to answer you also, like there were users who would just sit and pin hundreds of pins because they just want to like take that time out today and they want to do 100 pins in a day. And Pinterest basically kind of were like, hey, stop spamming us. So we tell people to schedule all these pins, and if you want to spend one day, just spend in scheduling, and like Listadom will do the rest. So
yes, do not send multiple times, like too many times, the same listing with the same image and the same URL too many times to Pinterest. This is counterproductive. This is actually considered spam by Pinterest. So you really don't want to do that. But you can create from the same product, you have many different images that could be Pinterest worthy. And so don't hesitate to post this. But back to the topic of videos, like these videos, I think will perform better on Pinterest, and it's actually shown in more places. Do you know, Linda, on Pinterest, it's not just shown in bold, it's also shown in like their story type. Like there are more places to discover, and they really like video. They promote video a lot.
Pinterest does like video.
Yeah. I don't know the answer to that, but I was just thinking, when you put your videos on YouTube and Instagram, those are showing up when people search in Google now. So that, and they're showing up pretty high. So that's another powerful element of having video.
Yeah, I guess Cyril, maybe we can work on YouTube integration next.
So many integrations,
So
so many
many
things to do, so little time. But yes, please, if this is something you want, please let us know. And if enough people say this is important to them, we'll prioritize this.
Pavnesh says, need a feature on Listadom, create a product infographic image through AI.
Yes.
Do you
This
mean the
is-
secondary listing images? Or do you mean Pinterest pins? Because I've been asking Cyril for pins.
Pins and images. This is
Pavnesh,
definitely
if anybody
something.
else was asking me this question, I'll be like, we'll think about it. For you, you have to do your secondary images. And once you do that, then maybe we'll think about it. To give you context, Linda, we tell Pavnesh to add secondary images for the last 50,000 years, and he is still working on them. So, no, we are not going to give you AI feature for that. We definitely will explore doing AI pins because there are tools like Ideogram, and they are doing such a good job in creating Pinterest-worthy pins of images that it's definitely worth exploring.
I think. Are we investigating the idea of creating product images with AI? Yes, and I will say that the models have gotten better, and the images that are being created now are better, especially for infographic types. That said, it doesn't take away the fact that Etsy is a platform that rewards the connection with the seller. So like making a listing image that looks very professional like you were on Amazon is not necessarily going to help you. Sometimes it's better to be a little more scrappy and actually be sure to take your photo and create them yourself. But yes, we are working on this type of things in some near future for Listadom. I'd love to be able to help also with the video side. I know how time consuming it is. We already have a video generator that is here to help, but it's nothing compared to what Linda has been talking about today, which is simply to take your product, put it in situation, record it under different angles, add some B-rolls, and create like a good video that is worth sharing and worth clicking.
I am amazed at your discipline. I'm sure you're very organized, reposting content and all, and it is quite, I print my stuff and I don't even video them. It's crazy. So I am in awe. So thank you for sharing all your wisdom.
You're welcome.
Thank you, and I appreciate also the sound, like I'm repeating myself here, but I appreciate the sound of hearing somebody saying like, it is a lot of work and I'm spending hours on each listings because it's worth it, and this is what it takes to be successful and sell. Thank you.
You're
I'm
welcome.
just thinking about product, like the whole life cycle of what I'm creating, how I'm going to promote it, and what kind of videos you will create. This is like kind of showing how much effort it goes in like launching anything, which I think a lot of people on Etsy don't understand, and then they blame for not getting sales.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Well, with this, we are reaching the end of this live office hour from Listadom. Thank you, Linda, for taking the time to share all this wisdom with us. There is so much good tips and ideas that everybody should start implementing, that they are working on printables or anything else. I hope everybody will do their homework. You've tasked them to pick one of their printables or item and record video and start sharing it this week. And so everybody should be doing that, and they will see the results of this in some future. And also be patient. Linda told us that especially some platform like Pinterest, it's on a slow burn. It's something where it takes time to see the results of it. But what's very nice when you start posting outside of Etsy on some of these platforms is that it's not as ephemeral. Like Instagram is maybe more ephemeral, but like Pinterest, you will reap the reward much longer. This video recording will be available on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. And I'm going to share again the link that Linda shared with us with some of the resources she talked about today. There is the spreadsheet template, there is the equipment that she mentioned, and the software that she's been talking about, all linked in there. So click in there and we'll send a recap by email as well. Linda, any closing note?
No, that's it. I'll put my social media on that page also. So if you did want to go and look at some of my other videos, or if you wanted to go to my Etsy, not everything has a video in Etsy, because remember, I didn't start this from day one. So there are some things that, and they don't perform as well. So definitely
Proving the point.
encourage you to start.
Well, thank you for sharing, and it's been wonderful welcoming you today and giving you an opportunity to also share your story and things you care about. Thank you so much for taking the time to do that. Thank you everybody else for attending and asking questions. And we will see you next month for our next office hour. The one in 2 weeks will not happen because we'll be away that week, but we'll be coming back in a month with a new focus session. And I think the topic is going to be about creating mockups. So it should be
mockups.
Interesting in a different way. Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of the day, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.